Hello, fellow music teachers. Nice to meet you again. Have you ever thought about how to make learning music notation fun and engaging for your young students? Today we are going to talk about an amazing method called music notation visuals and how you can use it to turn your elementary classroom into a music notation learning paradise. The music notation visuals method is particularly effective in elementary classrooms because it caters to visual and interactive learning styles. In practice, this method can be implemented by using musical symbols on charts to teach rhythm. This approach to teaching music notation is highly effective for young learners because it uses visuals, colors, and hands-on activities to represent musical concepts. By using this method, you can break down complex concepts into smaller, more manageable chunks, making them easier for young learners to grasp. Before we dive into the specifics of the music notation visuals method, let's take a moment to discuss its key features and benefits. First and foremost, this approach is highly visual and interactive, which is perfect for elementary school students who learn best by seeing and doing. It also breaks down complex concepts into smaller, more manageable chunks, making it easier for young learners to grasp. Additionally, this method is flexible and can be adapted to meet the needs of diverse learners. It is also an effective way to engage students and make learning music notation fun and enjoyable. Now that we've covered the benefits of the music notation visuals method, let's take a closer look at how you can implement it in your own elementary classroom. To begin, identify the specific music theory concepts you want to teach. For example, if you want to teach basic rhythm, you might start with simple concepts like quarter notes and half notes. Next, gather the necessary materials to represent these concepts visually. This might include chart paper, markers, or even manipulatives like blocks or counters. As you work with your students, break down each concept into its most basic components and use visuals, colors, and hands-on activities to represent them. For example, when teaching quarter notes, you might use a colorful block to represent the note and have students clap the rhythm while placing the block on a beat. As students become more comfortable with one concept, gradually introduce more complex ideas. For example, after mastering quarter notes, you might move on to half notes and eighth notes. Throughout the lesson, encourage student input and collaboration. Ask questions, invite students to share their ideas, and have them work together to solve problems. This will help keep students engaged and motivated while also allowing them to learn from their peers. At the end of the lesson, provide students with an opportunity to reflect on what they have learned. This could involve a quick write, a class discussion, or even a short performance. When implementing the music notation visuals method, there are some important things to keep in mind. First, it is important to ensure that the activity is age-appropriate. Young learners have different developmental levels, and you want to make sure that they are able to understand the concepts you are teaching. Second, it is important to incorporate student input and collaboration. This will help students stay engaged and motivated while also allowing them to learn from their peers. Third, you should use colorful, tactile materials or visual aids to reinforce concepts. This will help students remember what they have learned and make the learning process more enjoyable. Fourth, you should provide opportunities for students to reflect or present their work. This will help students internalize the concepts they have learned and will also allow you to assess their understanding. Finally, you should be prepared to modify your approach as needed. Not all students learn in the same way, and you may need to adapt your teaching methods to meet the needs of diverse learners. Some students may need additional support, while others may need more enrichment. Overall, the music notation visuals method is a highly effective and engaging way to teach music notation to elementary school students. By using visuals, colors, and hands-on activities, you can break down complex concepts into smaller, more manageable chunks, making it easier for young learners to grasp. Remember to keep the following tips in mind as you implement this method in your own classroom. With some practice and creativity, you will be on your way to creating a music notation learning paradise for your elementary students. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more music education content. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching and happy teaching.